So that only like for the companies, it means almost 65 to 70% of cost will be reduced to finish that any of the work. And second one, yeah, reduce cost and maximize ROI. ROI, maybe this word is something really required for or any of the automation tool or any of the automation. ROI is nothing but return of investment. It means, let's say, if I'm investing, okay, $1,000 to create that automation or to implement that automation. If I'm spending the $1,000 in an automation, how much benefit we will get out of it? It means, for example, let's say to finish a particular task, if a person is taking 1 month of time, it means like we are spending we are giving him the salary for 1 month, and also to implement a robot, it will take some cost. So if we combine and if it is going for $1,000, but if we implement the same thing using a robot, you will get like $2,000 as a savings. It means whatever we are doing it with 5 people, since it is reducing it to 1 people, it means we are saving the salary of 4 people. That is where the ROI comes into picture. And also, when we get any of the automation, or when we start any of the automation, first thing we will be doing a feasibility check. That's where again ROI comes into picture. We will check whether it is really required to do automation or not. It means like if you are spending $1,000 for the developer and also for the robot, whether we are able to save that cost. That is where the ROI, and you will get a lot of ROI with the UiPath. And improve scalability. Let's say currently you are getting some data to process. Okay. In future, you might get a large amount of data. Currently, if you are getting some 100 invoices, maybe in future down the line, you will get 1,000 invoices per day. So again, if the load is getting increased, you wanted to hire more employees to perform that particular task. Let's say to process this in 100 invoices, you have hired 3 people. Okay. And later down the line, maybe after 6 months, if you are getting 1,000 invoice and these 3 people cannot do, and they want to hire more people, let's say if they are hiring 10 more people, and for this 10 more people to implement or to utilize them, they have to provide the training, and also to get them stable, it will take 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 months of time, and it will be waste for a company. Instead of that, if they implement the RPA technology, since it is the same set of actions where the other people also have to do. So if we can easily implement the additional, let's say if we will add 2 more robots to it, and it does not require any training to it because it was already implemented and same thing was done by the existing robots. We will just add 2 more robots to it, and it can start from the day one itself. It doesn't require any of the training because we have already provided the steps to the robot. It means in future also, if the data or the transactions are getting increased, we can easily set up the other 2 robots. It's just the infra setup required. Infra is nothing but like virtual machine. If we add 1 more virtual machine, and if we buy 1 additional robot from the UiPath, you can start from the day one itself. It doesn't require any of the training, and also you will not be having any of the error prone things. So that's where the scalability comes into picture, and easily you can adapt any of the robots. And next one is errors. And basically, as a human, we will definitely make mistakes, and no one would be perfect, as I assume, because everyone will make the mistakes. Since we are humans, we are prone to it. And whenever we are performing any task, we might go wrong, or maybe we might populate some wrong information, maybe because of our tiredness, or maybe we might be focusing on some other work and we are doing the parallel tasks. We might definitely make some mistakes. But with this RPA technology, with this UiPath tool, you will, since it is a software robot, whatever we have instructed or whatever we have set the rules for that robot, it will perform as it is. since it will not having that capability to make any changes since we have developed that robot, it means it will do as it is. So it will be error 100%. It will not it will not give us some any errors, and the errors will be minimized. And the last one would be sensitive, protecting sensitive information. So as Kiran mentioned, like when we compare with the test automation tool and the RPA, so test automation tools, if you wanted to save any login information or credentials, because in a software company, storing the credentials or storing any of the sensitive information is one of the major challenge. So normally in any of the other automation things, you will store these credentials in any of the Excel sheet or somewhere in the form, which is if someone has the access to it, you will able to see the credentials. That is something not secure. So with this RPA tools or with a UiPath, they have that integration with the third party secure tools, where if you store any of the information, you will not be able to see. Once we enter the information, it means it is secured and no one will be able to see that particular data. So with this one, yeah, UiPath tools will protect the sensitive information. These are the benefits, but you will see a lot of benefits when compared to the use case, because some companies have their different scenarios of implementation. So based on that one, you will see a lot of different aspects on the benefits. But definitely, you will not face any of the challenges with UiPath. And on the benefit side, anyone has any questions? Okay. Yeah, coming to the implementation process, let's say once we have a process to be automated, what are the steps we have to it will involve? First thing is like identifying a process which is whether it is suitable for the automation or it is not suitable, because everything cannot be automated. There would be some cases in a company where it cannot be automated, where and human intelligence is required, or the data might be not accurate, or those things. Some use cases we can do and some cannot. Definitely it is not 100% whatever there in the software industry we can automate. It is not that scenario. There are some cases which we cannot automate. So first step is like to identify a process, whether it can be automated or not. And once we have that in place, let's say that automation can be, that process can be automated, and also we will also calculate the ROI. Once everything is ready, and if we have a go ahead, okay, it can be automated through UiPath. Next step, what we do is we will design. We will design the technical document, how we will implement through RPA. Because in manually, they are doing 10 steps, but with automation, we can skip one or two steps, maybe by adding more rules to it, more conditions to it. Because manually, they might be following as it is. But with UiPath, you can reduce one step, or you can do the same step, but how we implement is on the solution design. And next one is once we have that architecture or how we implement this one, next step what we do is we will build the RPA automation by we will segregate into models, or maybe one developer can automate the RPA. And next one is once we build that automation, next step what we do is we will test that automation. It means whatever we have done, whether it is working or not, that is where the testing comes into picture. We will be doing a rigorous testing of whether it is or not, and to eliminate any defects. And once we test it out, we will deploy into the production. It means like we will deploy that particular automation into the production. Once we have that robot or automation in production, there are two things. One is we might face some issues which we are not encountered during the testing. And second one is definitely we would have to enhance, because first step we will automate a set of process, and again we will try to add or integrate more automation to it. So those things will come as a part of support. Definitely, whatever we implement as an automation, support is the major thing which we require, because every company they have implemented thousands of automations or hundreds of automations. So they require a support for the automations. Maybe in future, let's say, if since we have already implemented the automation in the company, they definitely need a support people. At least if they are not finding a developer, it means the support required, because they have already implemented the technology and they cannot roll back, because if they wanted to roll back, it means they wanted to hire more people, which is again not feasible for a company, because they wanted to put more cost to it. So it means whatever the company has implemented on the UiPath tool, they definitely going forward they need a support. It means it will not fade away. Okay, and on the required skills, what are the skills required, technical skills required for an RPA developer? On the right hand side, yeah, on the level one, we have mentioned as database concepts. Currently in the market, if we see any of the opening for UiPath, first thing they are looking for is SQL, whether SQL, whether they have that experience or not. Because most of the companies are using Excel as a primary thing, because that is where the database they will store that they will use that database to store the information of a company. So that's where the companies are also looking for the SQL. And earlier when we started, they are asking us to just execute the queries given by the SQL developer. But
Sir, one
nowadays,
doubt, sir.
yeah, go ahead.
If customer asks the task, customer வந்து task கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா இந்த ஆல் இந்த ஐடென்டிஃபை சொல்யூஷன் டிசைன் பில்ட் இது எல்லாமே கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக யூஸ் பண்ணணும்.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir.
Because it is a set of process in
Okay.
any company. Once you get the requirement, first thing you will check is whether it can be automated or not, because we cannot
Okay.
uh, as soon as they give the process, we cannot say them directly that okay we will automate, because if we give that confirmation and again if in case if it is not feasible or we cannot automate that scenario, then definitely there would be a major negative for the company, because we have given that confirmation and now we are not able to do it.
So first you want the confirmation from the manual or automation,
Yeah,
and
first
then you need
customer will
the
give the process
okay.
do automation. Now, as an RPA developer, first thing is we will check whether this automated or not. Once
Okay.
we
Okay.
can do that, we will give a confirmation to the customer. Okay, we will do this automation. And the other steps, let's say solution design, build RPA, test RPA. This is we discuss as an RPA developer internally. We will only
Okay.
do that. Okay, implement that design. Okay, how we are going to do that one. Next step. Okay, once we have that idea, okay, with RPA, we will implement like this. We will discuss internally and we will find out a solution. Okay, because there might be some challenges on the requirement which customer has provided.
Okay.
So that's the reason we will make a solution out of it. Okay, with this UiPath tool, okay, we can implement this one and how we will do it. Once we have that implementation in plan, next step we will start doing the development, because as soon as we get the requirement we cannot start developing this one, because we have to write down the steps how we can automate, or in UiPath what are the activities we use, what are the challenges we get, and how we will overcome that challenges. Once we have that solution in place, then only like we will start developing the RPA. It means we will